children! Welcome to Interkless. Let's learn some English. Today we finish listening to a story about a Chinese girl Mulan. Сьогодні ми закінчуємо слухати історію про китайську дівчинку Мулан. In the previous chapters, Mulan comes to the army instead of her father, fights very bravely, chases the enemy out of China, meets the emperor, asks the permission to come back home and finally meets her nearest and dearest. У попередніх розділах Мулан йде в армію замість свого батька, бореться дуже сміливо, жене ворога з Китаю, зустрічає імператора і просить дозволу повернутися додому. І нарешті зустрічає своїх рідних та близьких. So, what will happen in the last chapter? Так що ж станеться в останньому розділі? Are you eager to know? Ви хочете дізнатись? Let's firstly look through the words that may be unfamiliar for you. Але спершу давайте переглянемо ті слова, які можуть бути вам незнайомі. Here are the words that you may need in this chapter. To brush. Розчісувати. Adventure. Пригода. To explain. Пояснювати. To marry. Одружуватись. Wedding. Весілля. Husband. Чоловік. Feast. Святкування. To remember. Пам'ятати. Village. Селище. To brush. Adventure. To explain. To marry. Wedding. Husband. Feast. To remember. Village. And now your task will be to give each word the English equivalent. А зараз ви маєте перекласти кожне слово. Розчісувати. To brush. Пригода. Adventure. Пояснювати. To explain. Одружуватись. To marry. Весілля. Wedding. Чоловік. Husband. Святкування. Feast. Пам'ятати. To remember. Селище. Village. Now I think you are ready to start reading and listening to this story. Тож тепер ви готові почати читати і слухати історію. Enjoy it and be attentive. Насолоджуйтесь і будьте уважними.
I'm a general now,
says Mulan, and she smiles.
but in an hour, you can see your true daughter again.
Mulan goes to her old room. First, she takes off her soldier's clothes. Next, she puts on a fine dress and brushes her long, dark hair. When Mulan comes out of her room, she is beautiful.
You're our daughter again.
Cry her parents happily,
Let's start the feast.
says her father,
You must sit next to your father.
says her mother. For hours and hours they talk and eat. Mulan tells them all about her adventures in the army.
You're very brave,
says her friend Sun Ying. Mulan is happy to be at home again. Every day she helps her father. One day she is making cloth in her room. Suddenly she hears a horse in the street.
Hello there!
Shouts a young man.
Is there somebody at home?
Mulan comes to the gate. The young man is Yi Ming.
I'm looking for a young soldier. Hua-Hu is his name.
He says, and then he stops.
But it's you!
Cries Yi Ming.
You're Hua-Hu, and you're a woman.
Yes, that's right.
Says Mulan, and she laughs.
Come in. I can explain everything.
Mulan and Yi Ming talk for a long time. They remember all their adventures, all their battles.
It's good to talk to my best friend again,
says Yi Ming, and he smiles at Mulan. Yi Ming meets Mulan's family.
I'm very happy to meet you all.
He says,
You have a very brave daughter.
Thank you.
says Mulan's father. Yi Ming stays at the house for a week. Everybody in the family likes him. One day, Yi Ming asks Mulan to marry him.
I don't know.
Answers Mulan.
Can I marry my best friend from the army? We need to speak to my father.
Yi Ming goes to Mulan's father.
Of course. You can marry my daughter.
He says, and he smiles.
Ask Mulan. Come.
Mulan talks with her father for many hours that night. The next day, Yi Ming asks Mulan to marry him again. This time, she says yes.
I'm truly happy.
She says to Yi Ming.
Now you can be my best friend and my husband.
Mulan marries Yi Ming. Everybody in the village comes to the wedding. Mulan and Yi Ming live happily in the village for many years. And to this day, people talk about Hua Mulan, the bravest girl in China.
After reading this chapter, you have some tasks. Після прочитання цього розділу ви маєте деякі завдання. Let's check how you understood the story and how you remember new words. Давайте перевіримо, як ви зрозуміли цю історію і пам'ятаєте нові слова. Be attentive. Choose the right words. Оберіть правильні слова. For example, when Mulan goes to her room, she puts on a fine dress. At the feast, Mulan tells everybody about her friends, enemies, adventures in the army. Mulan tells about her adventures. Mulan is making a feast, making some clothes, helping her father, when Yeming arrives. Mulan is making some clothes. Yeming stays with Mulan's family for 1 day, a week, a year. Yeming stays for a week. One day Yeming says to Mulan, "Come back to the army. Marry me. Goodbye." Yeming says, "Marry me." In the end, Mulan marries, forgets, leaves Yeming. Mulan marries Yeming. Find words in the bowls. Знайдіть слова у цих мисочках. For example, the first word is marry. The next word begins with the letter E. And it's explain. The next word begins with the letter W. And the word is wedding. The next word has H. And it's husband. Here we have the first letter B. Brush. And finally, the last word has A. Adventure. Well done! It's time to finish our lesson and have some rest. See you in a week. Take care and goodbye.
Hi, this is Teen Time with Interklас. My name is Alexey, and today we are going to learn a lot of new things. Actually, we will speak about school staff and their responsibilities. We are going to talk about some grammar rules, and we will try to understand the difference between some English and American words. So do not click your channel and let's get started. At school there are different people. Yes, this person controls school staff. You are right, it's a principal. For more information, watch the following video. School staff. Today we are going to talk with you about those people who work at school. At school you can find different people. Firstly, a deputy head. This person is called a head teacher, and a teacher, a librarian, an examiner, a lunch lady, a lecturer, and a headmaster or a principal. So look at these words and try to be attentive and repeat them again. At school you can see different people. Now try to translate it. Директор, зауч, класний керівник, вчитель, бібліотекар, екзаменатор, працівник столової, лектор. So now try to translate these words in English. We have a quiz. A person who gives you books for reading is called a teacher, a deputy head, a head teacher, or a librarian. Yeah, a librarian gives you books for reading. She is, as well as a teacher, she knows a lot about exams. Examiner, head teacher, classmate, or a librarian. She is an examiner. The headmaster is on the conference this week. A person is responsible for. It's a deputy head, a head teacher, a lecturer, or a librarian. Yes, that is a deputy head. There are 28 in his class: teachers, head teachers, classmates, or librarians. There are 28 classmates in his class. You know, at school, everybody is busy. What are their main responsibilities? Let's try towards the following video presentation. School staff and responsibilities. In school, people have different responsibilities. A headmaster or a principal controls and supervises the teachers. A deputy head helps a headmaster to control the school staff. A head teacher is in charge of the class. A teacher teaches students and checks their homework. Pupils and students attend classes and study different subjects. An examiner makes up tests for students to check their knowledge. A librarian gives books for reading and studying. A lunch lady gives food lunch to students in the cafeteria. Now let's review. This person controls and supervises the teachers. A headmaster and a principal is in charge of the class. A head teacher gives books for reading and studying. A librarian attend classes and study different subjects. Pupils and students. So now we have grammar part. We have to understand what's the difference between rather and quite. Some of the viewers have asked about the difference between these words, and they all agreed to say that there is no difference. However, in one of grammar books they say that rather is mainly used with negative ideas and quite with the positive ones. For example, it's rather cold, rather difficult, I'm afraid let's get a taxi, it's a rather long way to walk. She's quite intelligent but rather lazy. Quite is used with positive ideas and rather with negative ones, so be positive and watch the following video presentation. Quite and rather. What's the difference between these words? I used to modify adjectives and adverbs and mean more than a little but not very. For example, quite. Use it with the following situations to say that it's positive more than a little with some words meaning completely sure right. This news is quite amazing. Or you can say, he is quite right. Rather. Use it with the following situations. Is similar to quite, we use rather mainly with negative words and negative ideas, something surprising. The examination was rather difficult. Or the film was rather interesting. Now quiz rather or quite. The film was interesting, but the book was better. Yeah, quite interesting. He likes playing tennis. He quite likes playing tennis. How was your exam in science? It was quite difficult. What is the difference between two English words, a headmaster and a principal? In this presentation you will find out information about those two words and you will understand them clearly, how to use and what is the proper usage of them. Now we have to see the difference between British and American English. So culture corner for you to know what is the difference between word a headmaster and a principal. The difference between these two words is really clear, and you will see here the difference that in the US a principal is a chief administrator or a public, that is state-supported school, while a headmaster or headmistress has the same function at a private school. American private schools borrow the term headmaster from British models for elite fee-paying schools. In England and Wales, the term headmaster and headmistress use as standard in most schools, and you will see more information here for you to read. Okay, you have done a lot of work today. Have a nice day and be very attentive with the following programs. Take care and goodbye.